Good day to everyone. Let's begin our next lecture. Today's our lecture is devoted to the topic local and world museums. As you know, museum is a building or institution that cares for and displays of a collection of artifacts and other objects to show to the public. In the history, it was called wonder rooms, especially rich people just organized their museums. At the beginning of our lecture, we'll talk shortly about the world-famous museums. The first one is Louvre, which is in Paris, in France. On the screen you can see the building of it and the main attractions on the screen. One of them is Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. You can see it on the screen. And this attraction involves yearly a lot of visitors to this museum, and the museum earns much money. The next attraction is Winged Victory of Samothrace, and this is one of the most attractive attraction or collection of this museum. On the screen you can see all information related to this museum, when it was established, and location, and type is an art museum, historic sites, and so on. The next museum is Acropolis Museum, which is located in Athens, Greece. You can see on the screen the building of this museum. On the screen you can see the inside building of this museum. The attractions on the wall, and different kind of collections attract yearly guests from different parts of the world. And you can see partially the guides that explaining or telling the history of these collections. And on the screen you can see general information about this museum, established location and coordinates and type of them. The next world famous museum is the State Hermitage in St. Petersburg in Russia. It was very famous during USSR time, and it is still famous for its rich collections. The main attractions, you can tell about them the following. So the treasure gallery is gold room. One of them is, you can see on the screen, gold room showcase golden masterpiece from the Eurasia. The next museum is the British Museum, which is located in London, in England. World famous museum that yearly attracts a lot of people, and you can see it on the screen. And when we speak about the collections, approximately 8 million objects just are collected in this museum. The main attractions can be Egyptian gallery, which is famous, and it was brought to this museum. And this stone, Rosetta Stone, that was the initial handwritings concerning the translation. The next museum is the Prado, which is located in Madrid, in Spain. You can see the building of it, and the main attraction is the Three Graces by Rubens. On the screen you can see detailed information about type, location, visitors, and so on. The next one is Metropolitan Museum of Arts, that is located in New York City. And you can see one of the main attractions that is called the Adam and Eve. This is the building of it. Next one is Vatican Museum, which is located in Italy, in Vatican City. You see a very interesting attraction in front of the entrance of this museum. Vatican Museum's main attraction is the Sistine Chapel. This is the Sistine Chapel room that is very famous, the very popular room, part of the museum. The next one is Uffizi Gallery in Florence, in Italy. The main attraction of this gallery is the Birth of Venus by Botticelli one. Next one is Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam in Netherlands. About 900,000 objects or collections you can see inside of the museum. And the main attraction is a night watch by Rembrandt, very famous, world famous picture of this museum. We can say collection of this museum. You see another room of this museum. Next one is the Smithsonian Institution, which is located in Washington, D.C. You can see the building on the picture. Smithsonian Institution. Now you can see the inside of this world largest research and museum complex, and with 19 museums inside. And in order to look through these parts of the museum, you have to organize a time, because in one day we cannot just look all the collections. So main attraction is Dorothy's ruby red slippers that became one of the culture of American people. That was a slippers that taken from a movie that became very famous, and this museum keeps the slippers inside to show it to the public. The next one is original Spangled Banner. Original Spangled Banner is kept in this museum, and that is attract a lot of people. And the dresses of the first ladies, in collection of them, are displayed, we can say on display. The dresses of the first ladies, I think, interesting for all ladies who visit this museum. So now we can speak about the museum in Uzbekistan. So there are more than 110 different museums in Uzbekistan. So one of them is the largest number of museums is located in Tashkent, Bucharest, Samarkand, and Khiva. And of course they display the history and nature and other specificity of Uzbek nation. Museums are our heritage that we should preserve for the new coming generation. The State Museum of Art, named after Savitsky, located in Nukus. Next one is Art Gallery, that is located in the center of Tashkent, and which is popular with the different kind of gallery rooms. Yearly, permanent and temporary collections are just displayed here. So these galleries show the beauty and of our heritage, of a national heritage, our tangible and intangible heritage. In the center of Uzbek capital, there is a museum of Timurids. It's very famous. It tells much about the life of Amur Temur. You can see inside of the hall, and there are a lot of collections concerning to the period of Timurids, and this picture says much about that time. This museum tells much about the history of Uzbek people. We can say that is a very valuable heritage of Uzbek people, of a new coming generation. We should preserve, we should keep this heritage for the new coming generation. The next one is the State Fine Arts Museum in Uzbekistan in Tashkent, and as well as it is rich of paintings, drawings, sculptures by Western and Russian artists. And of course there are a variety of collections. If you visit, you can see collections from the paintings from Italy, Spain, Germany, England, France, and Holland, and from other places, from China, India, and so on. State Museum of Literature, named after Alisher Navai, that is located in the center of Tashkent. It's also very famous. This museum studies Uzbek people's literature, collects the stories and monuments of materials and spiritual culture. And the next one is the State Museum of Nature of Uzbekistan. It is also located in Tashkent, and this museum tells much about the nature, and it's rich of collections, and there are a variety of rooms concerning to nature. On the screen you can see the parts of it, especially a lot of people, Uzbek and other people, visit these places. And of course this place is very interesting for little children with its rich collections. It tells much about the nature of Uzbekistan. On the screen you can see when it was established, location, type, collections, approximately more than 400,000. And of course, Margilan Craft Center is popular for its artworks and craft works that tells much about the culture of Uzbek people. So we have told about the heritage concerning to museums, and now let's move to the guiding at the museums. You see on the screen the guiding at the museums. So different kind of people may visit the museums, from children up to adults, and you have to take into consideration the age and gender of visitors. Of course, you have to learn everything by heart concerning to each collection of this museum, as well as you have to give attention to your attire, to your just dressing. It should be very neat. To be a good tour guide in museum, you should earn a high school diploma. You should have a diploma from high school. The next step to become a good guide, you need to be very intelligent, well educated, got all information collected concerning to all collections, as well as you should know which type of museum you prefer to work, because there are a variety of museums and you should choose your specialty. And when we speak about audience, just audience can vary according to their age. Children, school-aged children, or adults, or pensioners, or family members may visit the museum. You should always gain experience day by day, and when you become experienced, you can can cope with the visitors easily. You see on the screen, the guide is working with the children. Communication skills and the time management skill is very important, because you should know which room to spend how much time on each room. If they are adults, you should be kind to offer them a chair for sitting. You should be multilingual. In order to just speak to each visitor, you should know several languages: Uzbek, French, English, and Italian, maybe Arabic language, because a lot of people may visit these museums, and public speaking skills are very important, and adaptability is very important. You see on the screen, just a lot of people visit very world famous attractions. You should adapt to all of them. And that's it for today. If you have got any questions, you're welcome. Thank you for being with me. Thank you.